Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, everyone. It's May the 30th, 2013. There is a lot going on. Grab your coffee. I hope you have your coffee on. I hope you've been waiting for me this morning. There is a lot to tell you as far as Russia and Damascus and the United States. Grab your coffee. First things first, I want to apologize for having to cancel our midweek live broadcast over at Tiny Chat. I felt I had a bug of some kind coming on and I was coughing. Now I have got some type of virus, I'm sure, chest cold and chest congestion and a sore throat. So I slept a lot of yesterday afternoon, but I'm here today. Let's find out what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on in Russia, and a stern warning, a threat to the United States from Russia. Let me take you to this story. Hold on. Alright, here's the breaking headline. I'm going to put the link to these articles below. I'm going to come to you one-on-one in this format for today. Defense missiles have arrived from Russia. This is a claim. Well, it's not a claim. I believe it's a fact. Bashar al-Assad. First shipment of air defense missiles have arrived from Russia. And this comes from Al-Manar TV. I am really don't feel okay, but I'm going to get through this. Beirut, the Syrian president, has told Lebanon's Hezbollah-owned TV station that Damascus received the first shipment of Russian air defense missiles, according to remarks released Thursday. Bashar al-Assad's comments on the arrival of the long-range S-300 air defense missiles in Syria will further ratchet up tensions in the region and undermine efforts to hold UN-sponsored talks with Syria's warring sides, not warning, well, warning or warring. Israel's defense chief Moshe Yaalon said earlier this week that Russia's plan to supply Syria with the weapons is a threat, and that Israel was prepared to use force to stop the delivery. The Al-Manar TV, owned by the Lebanese militant Hezbollah group, released Assad's comment on the Russian missiles through its breaking news service to clients on Thursday morning. An official at the station confirmed to the Associated Press that the remark was from the interview. The TV is to air the exclusive interview later today. On Monday, the European Union lifted an arms embargo on Syria, paving way for individual countries of the 27-member bloc to send weapons to rebels fighting to topple Assad's regime. The move raised fears of an arms race in the Middle East. Israel has carried out several airstrikes in Syria in recent months that are believed to have destroyed weapon shipments bound for Hezbollah. It is not clear whether Israeli warplanes entered Syrian airspace in these attacks. A little bit more coffee. We've got this going on. We've got Russia warning, prior to what I'm about to present you in a moment, the United States to back off of any involvement in Syria, in Damascus. We got Russia, and if we look into end-time Bible prophecy, the bear putting out a strict warning to Israel, no more airstrikes. Now, I'm going to bring you a story in a moment here. Russia has threatened the United States on another issue. Things are getting really, really heated up in the Middle East and in the United States, and all over. Bible prophecy is just exploding. Let me continue this a little bit. But the Russian missiles in Syria's possession, the Israeli Air Force's ability to act could be limited. But with, rather, the Russian missiles in Syria's possession, the Israeli Air Force's ability to act could be limited. Israel has lobbied Moscow over the planned sale of S-300 air defense missiles to Syria. But on Tuesday, Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov said his government remained committed to the deal. The S-300s have a range of up to 200 kilometers or 125 miles, and the capability to track and strike multiple targets simultaneously. Syria already possesses Russian-made air defenses, and Israel is believed to have used long-distance bombs fired from Israel or Lebanese airspace. The S-300 would expand Syria's capabilities, allowing it to counter airstrikes launched from foreign airspace as well. I wasn't going to read the whole article, but we're almost finished. Let me find out. I just lost my spot here. Monday's decision by the EU paved the way for individual countries to send weapons to Assad's outgunned opponents. The EU's move may have little impact on the conflict, since the single European country is expected to send lethal weapons to the rebels anytime soon. Britain and France, the main military powers in the EU, have pushed for lifting the embargo. They have argued that Europe's threat of arming the rebels in the future would force Assad to negotiate in good faith. Russia, an Assad ally, harshly criticized Europe's decision to allow the arming of Syrian rebels, saying it undercuts international efforts to bring the opposing sides in Syrian conflict together for a peace conference. But what peace conference when what peace conference when Russia now is arming? It's already armed. They are there. They have delivered these missiles from Russia to Assad in Syria. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, now the warning goes even deeper. Hold on, let me find another article for you. Russia, here's the headline. Russia warns Obama regarding Monsanto. This came out yesterday, and I didn't feel well enough to come and bring this. I won't read the entire article, but just to show you where we're at on the world stage. The shocking minutes relating to President Putin's meeting this past week with U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry revealed the Russian leader's extreme outrage over the Obama regime's continued protection of global seed and plant biogenetic giants Monsanto, in the face of a growing bee apocalypse. The bee apocalypse that the Kremlin warns will most certainly lead to a world war. He didn't even want to come out and meet with John Kerry, U.S. Secretary of State. Finally, he came out and they had a meeting, but he was just going to ignore the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, and then he puts out a strict warning. Now this is going to end up, this is going to lead Obama and Obama's regime with backing, I believe it's Syngenta and Monsanto, is going to lead to a world war. They're worried about the bee population and die off. According to these minutes released in the Kremlin today by the Ministry of National Resources and Environment of the Russian Federation, the MNRE, Putin was so incensed over the Obama's regime refusal to discuss this grave matter that he refused for 3 hours to even meet with Kerry, who had traveled to Moscow on a scheduled diplomatic mission, but then relented so as to not cause an even greater rift between these two nations. All at the center of the dispute between Russia and the U.S., this MNRE report says, is the undisputed evidence that a class of neuroactive insecticides chemically related to nicotine, known as neonicotinoids, are destroying our planet's bee population, and which, if left unchecked, could destroy our world's ability to grow enough food to feed its population. And Vladimir Putin, he's not playing any games. He's serious. And you know, I have to agree with him. The bee population is dying off. They've got all these genetically modified foods, and it's destroying our planet. So grave has the situation become, the MNRE reports. The full European Commission, EC, this past week instituted a 2-year precautionary ban set to begin on December 1st, 2013 on these bee-killing pesticides, following the lead of Switzerland, France, Italy, Russia, Slovenia, and the Ukraine. But what I want to mention, I'm going to put the link to these below, is it's not even so much the insecticides. It's Monsanto and these big corporations, especially Monsanto, growing this genetically modified food that we are purchasing that gives cancer. It's a well-known fact. There is nothing for the bees. That's how they survive and to pollinate. It's all artificial. And the bee population is dying. I just wanted to bring you this, and I will be back. I promised to do a video on hearing the audible voice of God, and I will do that for you today. Leave me comments, everyone. I love you guys.